the national budget. Basically, a country's spending plan for the year ahead. Some might argue that it's like a New Year's resolution that never quite sticks, or a grocery list that you thought covered everything until you get to the store and load up your cart with M&Ms and lollipops. The past budgets have been uneventful affairs, but this year, its tabling attracted many eyeballs given the financial situation in the country. An alarming level of household debt, which is about 1 trillion ringgit or 89% of GDP. In fact, it's one of the highest in the region. Of course, also because we may see an early election next year. Najib has stressed that it would be a commitment budget and that others may put short-term political gain first, but this government will not. Shortly after the announcement though, at least 2 media outlets pronounced Budget 2017 an election budget because of the number of handouts promised. The focus was mainly on the civil servants, B40, the group with a monthly household income of 3,900 and below, and M40, households earning between 3,860 ringgit and 8,319 ringgit. I could talk about this all day, but for your sake, I'll focus on the B40 and M40 segment. For starters, BRIM will be increased across the board by up to 200 ringgit. According to the government's economic report, BRIM has helped push private consumption by 7.1% on average, compared with 6.8% without the cash transfer, and that it has helped cut the number of low-income households. The scheme will cost the government a total of 6.8 billion ringgit and should benefit 7 million recipients. But the cynic in me is using the term benefit loosely here. Yes, the hard truth is, if you are living hand to mouth, 200 bucks does make a difference. But to call it a benefit, when it doesn't substantially change your life over a period of time, can be seen as calling a donkey a horse. With the rising cost of living, the extent that these handouts actually help is getting less and less. Of course, BRIM isn't the only measure announced. Najib said 275 million ringgit will be allocated to improve the income of the B40 group via entrepreneurial programs. However, such programs have had varying degrees of success. Don't forget, in 2014, the government launched a program called One Azam that cost 1.3 billion ringgit of public funds, only to have its leader Shahrizad Jalil questioned for embezzlement. But hey, third or fourth or whatever time's the charm, right? Another thing under Budget 2017, the PM is also encouraging low-income earners to jump onto the ride-sharing bandwagon to generate additional income. Those who don't own a car can purchase the Proton Iris using BRIM as down payment and receive 4,000 ringgit rebate. By taking on this extra job after their 9 to 5, they could potentially make an extra 4,300 ringgit a month. Some would say the clear winners here are probably these guys and the national car maker. And this is definitely bad news for the local taxi drivers. Listen to this.
We have no rest days. Every day we have to pay 58. There's no off days. You're sick or your father died or anyone died, also you still have to pay. But if you drive a Uber or Grab car, you just relax your mind. You no pay tax, no pay anything, no pay meter, no go inspection, no need PSV, no license also never mind.
Of course, the thuggery doesn't help, but remember, not all cabbies are dishonest and they deserve to have their livelihoods protected. Another thing that the government is trying to tackle in budget this year is the housing issues faced by the B40 and M40 groups. Right now, to own a house worth 540,000 ringgit, you have to have a household income of at least 15,000 ringgit a month. But in 2014, half of Malaysian households earn below 4,585 ringgit a month, which means that if you want affordable, the price tag you're looking for is 165 and 60 ringgit and below. So to address this, the government has come up with several solutions, and one of them includes a new special step-up and financing scheme for the Prima program. The idea is to give out loans of up to 90% to 100%. Wow, 100%! It's basically zero down payment. The government will also drastically reduce the loan rejection rate. For example, an applicant with a monthly income of 3,000 ringgit will be eligible for a loan of only about 187,000 ringgit. However, through the special scheme, the applicant will be able to borrow more than 295,000 ringgit. Look, we aren't ungrateful. We appreciate your measure to lend us more money, but if a household earns about 3,000 ringgit a month, truthfully, when do you expect them to repay a 300,000 loan? Plus, Bank Negara Malaysia has said no to extend the household loan tenure to 40 years. Is the answer to housing affordability really just giving higher loans? Admittedly, We do like that there isn't a hike in GST and that we can now claim 2.5k tax rebate for spending on newspapers, smartphones and tablets, internet subscription and gym membership fees per year, rather than on some 3-year cycle. But ultimately, will this budget really leave the B40 and M40 better off? Or is it a short-term pleasure instead of a sustained happy ending? Just saying.